Hello, everyone. Welcome to a very special episode of the Uplift Podcast series. Today, we are honored to be joined by Honorable Retired Justice Dr. Sudhir Kumar Jain, sir, who served as a judge in the Delhi judiciary for over 3 decades and have brought compassion, humanity, mediation to the forefront of his judicial philosophy. He earned his LLB, LLM, and PhD degree from Delhi University and went on to practice, teach, and serve from the Delhi Judiciary Services to the Delhi High Court until his retirement in November 2024. Sir believes firmly that judges are service providers to litigants and that attitude and ego have no place in the judiciary. We will explore this wisdom behind his beliefs and his mediation, his legacy, and how his early days shaped to become a person what he is today, and we are admiring him for the same. So, sir, thank you so much for accepting this invitation and a very heartfelt welcome to this particular special episode of our series.
Thank you, Dr. Sinha, for giving me this opportunity to be the part of your most interesting and very entertaining program and informative and knowledgeable program. So I'm feeling very delighted to be the part of your program.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. And because the today's episode, we have kept it as a special episode. I've been following you for a longer period of time. So what I have perceived and what I have observed from all your journey and career is something which I wanted to discuss so that even I and the listeners can get some kind of inspiration from that. So, sir, I'll
Right.
start from your roots. Sir, you originally aimed to become a doctor or engineer, but you found your way to the law. So, what was the turning point that you are here today?
Yes, you are justified. Ki initially, I wanted to become either a doctor or an engineer. Everybody's, do have a dream in his life, what he want to do in the future, how he want to shape his career. Initially, I was not interested or inclined to join the law. I was not having any inclination or any interest towards the law. Since my childhood, when I started my education, I wanted to become a doctor or an engineer, right? And for this purpose, I joined medical course in my senior secondary. Thereafter, I appeared in entrance examination for MBBS and engineering. I also did my BSc in geology. But after completion of my BSc honors in geology from Hansraj College, then I preferred not to join MSc, not to pursue my further study in the field of science. Because at that time, what came in my mind, ki I should pursue my career in the legal field. There were two reasons for it. My grandfather was a renowned petition writer in the district Sonipat in the state of Haryana. Well, very well renowned, very good, excellent petition writer. He wanted that somebody from his family to join law and also to adorn the bench one day. And my elder sister also did law. By the time I completed my graduation, she started her practice in in the Delhi District Court as well as in the High Court, particularly in the field of land acquisition cases. So I follow her. I joined the law course and the campus law center in Delhi University and started to pursue my legal career in the year 1983. I completed LLB in 1986. But if I could not get admission in MBBS or in engineering, so no repentance for it. Because deliberately, at one point of time, I preferred not to pursue my career in science and decided deliberately, very conscious decision to start my career in the law also. I want to prove myself in the legal field because I was having little bit legal background also because of my sister, my grandfather, and one or two other family members. Even after completion of my LLB, I continue with my study. I immediately joined LLM and thereafter I got enrolled for PhD and completed my PhD. Then I also joined Campus Law Center as a part-time lecturer and taught many subjects like corporate management, Arbitration, Indian Evidence Act, Code of Civil Procedure, Limitation Act. So, all these factors, they pamper me to move further in the legal field. And then the 1983 was a turning point in my life when I decided to pursue my career in the law, and my decision was not wrong. This I proved with the passage of time, and then fortunately I proved to be a landmark achievement in my career and my life. The law proved to be a landmark achievement for me. So in different capacity, as an academician, as an advocate, as a judicial officer, as a judge, as a mediator, writer, administrator of the law, in different capacity, I proved myself with excellence. So still I proud to be a person from legal background now, a person from legal field, and still, even after demitting my office as judge of the Delhi High Court, I am still pursuing my career in the legal field. So I want to continue, or definitely I will continue. So 1983, you can say it was a turning point in my life, which proved to be very, very fruitful, very productive, and very satisfying for me. And I could not have achieved in a science background what I could have achieved in my uh, legal pursuit. So I'm very happy. So
Sir, after listening to you, I feel that I can say that you yourself is a reading book in itself. Like you have done everything, and the when we say that why you have opted for law, the way you have considered that, of course, I wanted to do engineering, of course, I wanted to do medical, and I have seen the academic side of it as well, and then I opted for law. So I think you have tasted everything, you have gained the knowledge of everything, and then you have taken a very sound decision to move forward. And I think that sound decision is something which we can see today, because I have met you in person, I'm meeting you today virtually, so I can actually say with pure confidence that you yourself is can be considered as a reading book in yourself. So we can actually look up to you, and we can actually get a lot of achievements, and we can say that yes, of course, we have so many things to learn from you. So thank you so much, sir, for just sharing this kind of segment and your roots and your realizations about it. So moving ahead, I was just because I was following so many of your interviews and the way you present yourself. Shortly after you joined the Delhi Judiciary Services, you stated some place in your interview in your particular forum that the district judiciary is the foundation pillar of the justice delivery system. You mentioned this. So, sir, can you please throw some light on this, that what meant you said this, and how can this particular forum can help a particular person to grow as a judge?
very good. In my farewell speech, which I delivered on my farewell function ceremony in Delhi High Court
Yes, sir.
on 8th of November
8th of November.
2024,
Yes, sir.
yes, I mentioned that district judiciary is the fundamental and foundation pillar of the justice delivery system, because the district judiciary is the media for mass justice for a common man. When in the year 1992, I joined Delhi Judicial Service as a civil judge. What I have noticed, what I have experienced, the litigants before me, they were mostly belonging to the backward section of the society, and they were not having sufficient means or sufficient resources to fight their case for the redressal of their grievances up to the apex court, right? What they wanted, they desired that their adjudication, their cases, their disputes, whatever was there at the back of their mind, it must be settled, must be addressed at the district court level. Most of the litigants, if you notice, if you find, before the trial court, they are illiterate, they are poor person, they are ignorant, and they are not having the sufficient means to even to survive. Their survival is a very big issue for them. वो कहते हैं वो रोटी के लिए जीते हैं और रोटी के लिए मरते हैं. If those person, they are subjected to the rigor, say further litigation to the superior court, I can say it would be a very big danger to the constitutional preamble which provides justice to all.
Right.
So what I noticed, what I experienced as a judge of the district judiciary, the real face of the justice in the district judiciary, the real face of the judiciary or justice delivery system, or you can say judicial process, is the district judiciary. Or we can say rightly and safely that the foundation stone of the judicial process and the justice delivery system is the district judiciary. I'm not saying it is the only phase, but it is one of the important phase of the both judicial process as well as justice delivery system. You know, our constitution clearly mandates the equality before law. It also provides justice to all. A litigant cannot be denied justice because of his financial or economical background, his social background, his educational background. If those who cannot afford litigation before the superior court, which may be very costly and time consuming also, because as a judge of the High Court, I realize to fight a case in the superior court may not be so easy for a common man. Today, a common man, a common citizen must be given justice at the doorstep, must be given at the doorstep and at the threshold of his litigation.
Litigation.
It should not be subjected to further unnecessary prolonged litigation. So I took my duty as a district, part of the district judiciary, since the day I joined my district judiciary, and with a lot of responsibility. As I discharge my duties very seriously and try to impart the justice to my best ability, but without compromising with the quality of the justice.
Quality.
What I try to provide the timely and responsive justice to the litigants in the district judiciary itself. If you want to develop a very viable country, a country which guaranteed safeguards to the different kind of justice, maybe social, economical, and political. So we need to generate a trust and confidence among the minds of the citizen that their grievances would be addressed properly in the justice system. And for that, we need to make district judiciary more vibrant, more productive, more answerable, more responsive. So that's why I used to say that district judiciary is the pillar stone of our democratic setup. It's a pillar foundation stone of our constitutional values and principle. I can say everybody should make a positive endeavor to put an end to the litigation at its threshold. It's my firm belief also. If a case can be finished as early as possible, it must be finished. It should not be finished, but it must be finished. And best forum is the district level. The best forum where a litigant first encounter with the judicial process, the justice delivery system. I'm using the two different words, justice delivery system, which is a much wider, and then the judicial process. I affected settlement in number of cases, whether civil or criminal cases, petty criminal cases, compoundable cases like suit for recovery, suit for permanent injunction, right? I always try, it was my endeavor, I try to dispose of the cases as early as possible. What is my, what is in my, the core of my heart and soul, that we need to impart substantial justice to the litigants in comparison to the procedural justice. We are not paper judges.
Yes, sir.
We are not computer judges.
Yes,
We are judges who must have an ability to understand the real face of the society.
real face of the society.
Real face of the society, what is happening around us, what is the desire, expectation of a common man from the judiciary. Rather, I always try to maintain good relationship between the parties. If the relationship can be restored, or if it's not possible, the amicable termination of their relationship,
Relationship.
particularly in the matrimonial dispute or family dispute. So there are valid reasons for me, justified reason, legitimate reason for me to say that district judiciary is the foundation pillar of the
Foundation.
justice delivery system. And I
System.
have no hesitation to say district judiciary is not less important and
Mm.
subordinate to the superior court of the country. The real face of the judiciary is the district
District.
judiciary.
District.
I always feel proud
Mm.
that I was the part of district
This
judiciary. In
system.
my farewell speech in district judiciary, just before my elevation, what I said to the judicial officer, my colleague, that district judiciary is my permanent address and high court is my temporary address.
Wow.
Right.
Sir, I think you have put it so rightly. And the best takeaways which I can actually found that we are always saying that, yes, of course, the lower courts are somewhere, even to the learners and to the students, we always say that, you learn a lot when you go to the lower forum, because that is the real place where you learn the procedure. But sitting that side of the bench and listening to you with this aspect, I think this is more important from both the ends, even for the people who are approaching that forum and even the people who are providing justice, like you rightly mentioned about the justice delivery system. And you also mentioned something which I really like, that even if the decision is not coming through, you try to do some amicable settlement so that even the relationships are restored. So that is so important. That is actually a part of justice delivery system which eventually people forget. So thank you so much, sir, for putting this way. And I'll always remember your permanent address now.
Thank you.
So
I
since you
mentioned in
went,
clear words everywhere my permanent address is district judiciary.
so this is
Still,
so
I
rightly
used to say
pointed
this.
out. This is so rightly pointed out. And I think this could be the best end for any of the question asked to you. Sir, since you mentioned about your farewell speech, in your farewell speech, you were also being stated that you are a relief giving judge. So, sir, what does that particular phrase meant for you, and how did you feel that when those kind of statements or phrases was being portrayed for you?
You know, when one of our senior judges transferred to another court as chief justice of that high court, and I sat with him for a long time in a bench. So in his farewell, he mentioned that Dr. Justice Sudhir Kumar Jain is a relief giving
Relief
judge.
giving judge.
So I used to say, whisper in his ear, कि sir, थोड़ा बहुत तो कुछ दे दीजिए इसको. He is coming to the court. He is entitled something from the court.
Quote.
Right? But Dr. Sinha, one thing you will also appreciate, the citizen of this country, they do have lot of faith and trust in the justice delivery
Justice.
system and judicial process, right? The faith of the litigants and citizen in the judicial process should not be shaken at any cost, for whatsoever may be the reason. The preamble of the constitution I just mentioned also provides and mandated justice for all, social, economical, and political justice to all. So it is a imperative duty of the judicial system and judiciary also to give and impart justice to
Justice.
every citizen of this country, right? What I always understand, if a person is entitled for any relief in case of redressal of his grievances for violation or infringement of his any right, maybe social, political, economical, even the legal right also, then litigant or the citizen must be given appropriate and suitable relief by the court. Court should be a forum to heal the wounds of a litigants,
True.
not the physical wounds, but emotional wounds, their legal wounds. We must act as a healer, right? Unless and until a judge is full of compassion, what I always say, a judge must be full of compassion and
Compassion.
humility. You cannot impart the justice in true and real sense. I will
Sense.
give you one example. I was hearing one bail application when I was posted at session judge. It was a murder case. The prime accused was the wife of deceased. The wife filed an application for grant of bail. On that day, the mother of the deceased also appeared. He started to say something before me. Then the counsel for the wife immediately objected. Sir, how it is possible? It's my bail application. It's my right to start argument. Then I said, Mr. Counsel, listen, you may be granted bail, may not be granted bail. You may be convicted, you may not be convicted. You may be acquitted, may not be acquitted. It all depends upon the what is going to be happen in the future. But one thing is certain, this old lady who is standing before me, she lost her young son.
Mm.
If she wants to say something, how I can prevent her? Who will listen her words? Who will understand her pain and emotion and grief, what she has faced in the past? Allow her to speak something. May be relevant, may not be relevant. जब तक उसका मन का गुबार नहीं निकलेगा, उसको सिस्टम पर भरोसा नहीं हो.
नहीं
So
हो नहीं हो
compassion,
हम्म
humility must be the part of your personality as a judge. Every adjudicator, as and when I had an opportunity to visit to the any judicial academy, maybe the state judicial academies or the national judicial academy, addressing the judicial officer, I must say, I used to say, you must have a relief giving approach to the litigants.
हम्म
If you are giving relief to a needy person, a
हम्म
deserving litigant standing before you, you will
हम्म
not be doing any charity.
not
Rather,
an
you will
true
be performing your constitutional duty. It is the part of the dispensation of the justice, which is your prime duty.
fine
So
duty
don't be shy in giving the appropriate relief.
हम्म
Don't be so miser in giving the relief. If relief is made out from the file, immediately grant the relief. You know,
grandchildren
in one appropriate case, I quashed the FIR under Section 376 IPC and Section 6 of the POCSO.
okay
The public prosecutor, he raised a lot of hue and cry.
हम्म
Sir, the law of the land does not permit it. I said,
हम्म
it's a case of runaway marriage.
हम्म
The accused and the prosecutors, with the passage of time, they got married. They have become the parents of two children.
हम्म
If I allow this litigation to proceed, tomorrow accused may be convicted. What
convicted
would happen to the entire family? The entire family would be on the road. And this I cannot tolerate from the core of my heart and my soul. So I quashed the FIR immediately. I said, let the senior court and superior court to take call on this issue also. So in my entire career spanning more than 32 years as an adjudicator, right from the district judiciary to the high court, uh, in deserving cases, it was my endeavor to give appropriate relief to the deserving litigant if the relief is coming out from the file or from the judicial record.
God.
The litigants, they must have a trust that his case would be heard appropriately and suitably, and he will be granted the required relief as a matter of right. I just mentioned not as a charity, but as a
Charity
matter
that a
of
matter of
right.
right
If you being a judge is having the quality of compassion and humility, only you can understand the pain of the litigants,
हम्म
understand the pain of the litigant and the society also, and can address the quest of the justice of the citizen in most practical and pragmatic manner.
हम्म
I always try to look every case not as a file comprising of number of papers and documents, but as a case which is full of emotions, feeling, sentiments, grief, and most important is the expectation from the judicial system.
sister
That expectation we must respect, we must honor the expectation of a litigant from the system. You know, while doing so, it gives me lot of internal peace to my mind and soul. And after coming back to my home, I used to share with my family what I did today in the court. Even if, if I impart right justice, even in a small case, a petty matter, even then it gives you a lot of inner
In
satisfaction
the
to
satisfaction.
your conscience also. Okay, today, I discharged my duties for which I took my oath when I joined service or when
Right.
I got elevated. Right.
Sir, I think you have actually defined why you were being called as a relief giving judge. Because the moment you mentioned that we are over here to heal the wounds, obviously we cannot do it physically, but we can definitely do it mentally, we can definitely do it emotionally. I think that is the most turning point, and you are paying justice to the justice delivery system by sitting on that chair. So, this is something which even I can tell about that. And sir, that is the reason that in every speeches, in every forum, wherever you go, you always have a phrase which has been quoted by different justice, by different people. Like, for instance, I also have my follow-up question for you. Honorable Chief Justice Manmohan, sir, even also praised you in one of his speeches and in one of such forum, and he stated that your ability to iron out the wings of a case to understand the real core of the dispute. I think this is something you have actually been stated, but still, again, I wanted to hear from you, sir, that what are your approaches? What made him also say that? Because now I can actually feel that you are giving me the real life examples, the real cases, that how you have quashed the FIR and how do you feel the compassion and the inner peace. So these words actually suit you. So, sir, how this particular phrases or these things change your life as well?
Dr. Sinha, first, I must extend my deepest gratitude to Honorable the Chief Justice, as he Lordship was then,
Yes.
for it was an honor conferred on me in his speech on my farewell ceremony. You know, it is must for a judge to understand the real controversy between the parties. You know, sometimes the disputes are presented before the court by the parties or by their advocates, counsels. In it, after doing lot of coloring on facts and the law, the facts they are distorted, the facts they are twisted to make a suitable case for them and to make something very complicated for the opposite party. Sometimes unrealistic facts are also mentioned in the pleading. But it is the duty of every judge or every adjudicator to find out the truth out of the each case. What I consider truth is the foundation of the justice.
Hmm.
Unless and until a judge is having ability to find out the truth from the judicial record, he cannot impart the justice.
Justice.
So how you can find out the truth? Only unless until you are able to understand the real core of the dispute between the parties, right? Sometime what I have noticed, the cases, a petition is filed for the restitution of the conjugal right. But when you hear the petition, what you come to know is that this petition is filed only to save the husband from the rigor of criminal law.
Law.
He is not interested in the
Interesting.
restitution of his conjugal right with the
Hmm.
wife.
Hmm.
In one case, I have noticed the complaint under Section 138 Negotiable Instrument Act was filed, but at the
Hmm.
background, behind the curtain, there was a property dispute between the contesting litigants or the
Okay.
parties.
Hmm.
So I never, what is my practice in the court? I never saw or examine the parties by mere physical presence in the court, but also try to make or rather made a very positive endeavor to understand the realistic dispute by
Hmm.
ironing out the wrinkle of the case.
Hmm.
Read the file. Try to
Hmm.
read something between the line.
Hmm.
Judge the case by your own standard of assessment. What
Assessment.
as a common man,
Hmm.
your understanding as a common man as a judge may be different. First,
Different.
try to understand the case as a common man, and then weigh the case of the merits of the case like an adjudicator, like a legal persona or a judge.
Judge.
and then you can find out the real truth between the parties. So this is the fundamental duty of every judge. No case can be decided on unrealistic facts or untrue facts of the case. Just read the file,
Mm.
understand by not mere reading of the file, understanding of the facts, understanding of
Understand.
the case is also very
Mm.
important. So I never pass a judgment still unless
Mm.
and until I convince myself that I'm passing a right judgment. It may be set aside, may be modified by the superior court, but unless and until I'm convinced that I am about to pass a right judgment. Right judgment doesn't mean that it is well articulated.
Well,
It means it is giving a real justice to the contesting parties.
mm.
Right? It is giving real justice to the contesting party. If a judge is not able to understand the real or actual controversy between the parties, how he can do the justice, how he can decide the real controversy between the parties. Or, this is the court of law, which is having very pious and utmost duty to impart the justice in
Justice.
real sense, in
Mm.
true sense, and in actual sense.
Sense.
I There is always a danger for particularly the young judicial officer. They try to convert themselves as a paper judge.
Mm.
Sometime in the quest of disposal,
Mm.
disposal of the cases, we compromise with the quality of the justice.
Mm.
We compromise with the quality of adjudication.
Mm.
I said we need to make endeavor for speedy justice, timely justice, responsive justice, but without compromising with the quality of the justice.
Quality of
Of the
justice.
justice. Quality of the justice must be maintained at all cost. तो real controversy, but sometimes क्या होता है कि फाइल अपने आप बोलती है कि सच्चाई क्या
सच्चाई क्या
है
है?
ना? सच्चाई क्या है? तो when you sit on a dais as a judge, and when you sit in your retiring room after finishing your court work, you are the two different personality, entire
Yes.
different personality,
Person.
right? Mm.
Sir, I think the way you mentioned that there should be the quality of judgment which has been imparted, and may or may not, it has to be articulated properly. But
Well
it,
articulated, right?
yes, yes, and it just should serve the purpose, so that, like you mentioned, that when you are doing your self introspection, you actually feel that yes, of course, I have done something. I have actually imparted something. So I think that is the most heart and soul of each and everything which we are discussing today. And that is the reason that you have been given so many different phrases by so many different legends in your particular line, and you are defining them actually correctly. Sir, moving ahead to the next part, to the next segment, and the reason why I actually got connected to you at the very first place was mediation. So that was something which basically attracted me. I followed you for a longer period of time. I've seen that how many legendary cases and the works which you have done in mediation, 12,000 cases, so many hours spent, and you have given so many training programs. Till now, sir, I have seen you that there are from the past few years which I've been, I've been connected to you and I know you. I haven't seen any changes with respect to your quality, the way you're imparting training program across India. So, sir, can you please share that how this mediation reshaped your judicial outlook?
Yes. You know, mediation, caused direct impact on my judicial work. It having the direct influence of my dispensation, the way I used to dispense the justice and I perform or discharge by judicial duties. No, I will take you in the past also. When I joined the judiciary in the year 1992, in my court, I settled number of cases, civil and criminal, which were pending in courts of different jurisdiction. So bar started to call me as settlement judge.
Wow,
I was known as, my popular name
another
was
new phase.
settlement judge in initial career of my my district judiciary. The settlement in a case put an end to the further litigation.
Hmm.
What is important? further litigation.
Further litigation.
A judgment which is passed on the merit, on the basis of the record, it is beginning of another round of litigation. Right? The settlement, very important, what I feel, is settlement in a case to the satisfaction of the parties. It takes away the parties from negativity to the productivity, from confrontation to collaboration, from dispute adjudication to dispute resolution. Right. I started my practice in mediation in the year 2004, when I was posted as additional director in Delhi Judicial Academy. As in Delhi Judicial Academy, we conducted 3 awareness programs on the subject of mediation for judicial officer, for advocates, for paralegal volunteers. And after conclusion of those awareness program, I volunteered myself to do the mediation if the cases are referred by the court to court. Then, but at that time, I was not a trained mediator. So I was not much aware how a mediation is to be conducted. But in the year, I took formal training in mediation from the experts. They came from California. There is one institute you must be knowing, ISDLS, Institute to Study Development in the Legal System. So I took training from them. And then I started my career as a mediator also. That my learning in the mediation makes me to understand the conflict, how the conflict can be managed, how it can be resolved, and then the communication. What is communication? Verbal and non-verbal communication. And most important, the different communication skills like active listening, appropriate body language, empathy, your quality to ask right question. My practice in the mediation for the last about 20 years has completely changed my judicial temperament and my judicial equipment. Now I listen the parties. I understand the parties. I maintain appropriate body language in the courtroom also. And most important now, I take lot of care regarding the use of my quality of my language also. Right? I try to understand the parties without agreement or disagreement. Right? So then I learn how to understand the dispute between the parties more deeply and realistically. And I also give the parties an opportunity to speak in the court. Sometimes आवाज आती है डाय से, आपके वकील साहब तो खड़े हैं, वो बोलेंगे. But now I never stop any litigant to speak in my. May be relevant, may not be relevant. May be in context, out of context. But you know, it gives lot of satisfaction to the litigant that he has been heard by the judge. This hearing by the judge, if he is leaving the courtroom with this satisfaction, he has been heard by the judge, it gives lot of confidence and trust in the entire system. Judiciary as an institution, not in the Sudhir Kumar Jain, but in the judiciary as a system, as an institution. You know, mediation taught me the quality of active listening, empathetic listening. Now this mediation learning, I could understand not only the meaning of the words in the courtroom. You know, in courtroom, the arguments, most of them, they are advanced by reading the pleadings and by citing the case law or referring the document. There is no place for emotion and sentiments of the parties in the courtroom.
Yes, sir.
In my practice, my learning in the mediation taught me to understand the emotion and sentiments of the parties. They do have important role to play in the courtroom also. We should not be mesmerized with the courtroom drama when the parties, they are having something in their heart and soul to say something. कुछ अच्छा बोला नहीं बोला, आपको अच्छा कहा, आपको बुरा कहा, don't mind, never mind. It is the part of your duty, right? The learning of mediation, another important thing, made me neutral and impartial, both
Mm.
physically and mentally. Neutral and impartial, and understanding of the dispute with empathy is another facet, the impact of mediation on my judicial work. The mediation makes me to understand the core of the dispute with and also and also the emotions, sentiments, and feelings of the parties attached with the dispute. Sometimes there is a dispute between two brothers.
Mm.
Their dispute, actual dispute, is may not be reflected from the your pleadings, documents, or argument. It
Mm.
can be very well reflected and can be very well understand if you allow the affected party to speak in the court. That
Mm.
mediation taught.
True.
They allow the parties to
Mm.
speak and try to develop and improve your quality as a good listener. So I could see the dispute in a more practical way and
Different
pragmatic
form.
way.
Mm.
That so very very deeper impact on the learning of mediation on my judicial work also. And as and when I conduct the mediation training program, my first sentence, it is not a learning in the concept and techniques of mediation, but it is like a personality development program.
Mm.
Recently, I conducted one training program at National Judicial Academy. I conveyed to all the participants, they were the professor, assistant professor, and they attached with the National Judicial Academy. I, I conveyed to them that after this training program and after your practice in the mediation, it will change the course of your life. It will change your entire thought process. You will develop more humanistic approach. You will become more human also. You
Mm.
can understand the pain of the society in a more deeper way. So that
Definitely.
I just uh, I will give you a very short example
Mm.
how the mediation can impact on your adjudication also. One case which is still, I settled this case about 18 or 19 years back. In every training program, I shared this case. It was a dispute, labor management dispute. What had happened in that case? That workman was charge sheeted after domestic inquiry. He was terminated from the service. He raised industrial dispute. That case was referred to the labor court.
Okay.
Labor court referred that case to me for mediation. By that time, the workman has already expired.
Okay.
His wife,
Mm.
his two sons and daughter, they were brought on record.
Mm.
So what could have been the appropriate settlement to pay some
Concern.
compensation in terms of money
Mm.
or monetary relief to the wife of the deceased workman?
Mm.
But when I interacted with the parties, I came to know what I could understand, that the daughter of the deceased workman was very good in the study, but the mother, due to her poor financial condition, was not able to provide good
Mm.
education. The opposite party was a convent school for girls in Delhi. Very difficult to get admission in that school. I will not name the school. Ultimately, what they have settled, the management school has agreed to provide free education up to the
Wonderful.
12th standard to the daughter of deceased workmen beside the payment of compensation. So what I consider, this was the substantive justice in comparison
Exactly.
to the procedural justice.
Procedural
This
justice. Mm.
mediation made me to understand the real
Mm.
dispute between the parties. What are the expectation of the parties from the judicial system? So mediation is having very great impact,
Great
not as
impact.
a judge, but as a human being also.
So, the way you mentioned that, I think even I should take this particular thing forward, because when we teach a particular student that this is how you're going to approach a mediation competition, we always say that this is, you are supposed to start. You have to start listening to people. This is, should be your body language. Very rightly, you pointed out that you can consider it as a personality development program. Don't consider it like what you're studying, but do take it as a personality development program. And you were already a very compassionate particular person from inside giving justice in a very, I would say, in a very direct and in a very informed form. And now mediation has actually shaped you in a very, I can say, in a very different, in a dynamic form as well. So I think very rightly you have pointed out, sir, that how mediation has reshaped your judicial outlook, I think, for a more betterment purpose. Sir,
For a
you
better
have
quality of justice.
better quality of justice. Yes, because you also mentioned that you need to understand the case, that what is happening, read between the lines. So these things are very important, because when you hear from a person who is so experienced in all these are the different takeaways which we can experience, and we can take things forward, that this is how we need to sit, we need to understand that how things are, and then execute and implement it. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, you also mentioned that you should embrace your life challenges and you have to find joy in them. Most of the time what happens, that we get puzzled, that okay, this has happened, now
This is,
what next? And
this
when
is
you're talking about courtrooms, I think this might be happening time and again. So how does that philosophy reflect in you, sir?
this is the true and actual and real philosophy of my life.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, I will tell you, I remember just before I elevation, I conducted one training program in Delhi Judicial Academy. The participants, they were the designated senior advocates of the Supreme Court. They were senior advocate, well educated, well experienced, well respected. So during the training program, they asked me, some of them asked me one question: Mr. Jain, tell us how you as a person is benefited by your practice and learning in the mediation. Immediately I responded, sir, I can say two things. Beside learning the techniques and concept of the mediation, it is purely academic. It is purely technical.
Technical.
But as a human being, I learned two very important lessons in my life. First, how to enjoy the life the way is life is coming to you.
Mm.
And second, how to convert the pain of your life into the happiness of your life. This mediation has taught me,
Mm.
and this I followed, I am following and will follow in my life. So every time I used to say, the life is full of challenges. It may be social challenge, it may be in your career, in your family life, in your family life. But we need to find out the enjoyment everywhere, in every challenge. In my farewell speech in the program, which was organized by the High Court Bar Association,
Mm.
before noon, I mentioned that I try to live in the present.
Mm.
I try to enjoy what is
Mm.
today I'm having at my disposal.
Mm.
I never run after the big things. I try to find out my happiness in small things. So today, and then I gave them one example that how I feel more positive and more happy in the courtroom. I never came in the court while wearing the white shirt. I never left the courtroom while wearing the left shirt. In my When I was in the High Court, my official residence was just adjacent to the High Court, just a 5 minute distance. But even then, I used to change the shirt. I
Wow.
used to wear the color shirt. Immediately, the negativity of the entire day immediately converted into the positivity and happiness of
Positivity.
that day.
So
So,
true and so nice.
when you saw the parties, those who are present in the mediation room, you will find them, they are in the deep pain and they are facing the challenges of their life. So if you find in mediation or otherwise also, it is not the case which is referred to you, rather the parties are referred to you in the mediation. If unless and until you find out the enjoyment of the mediation, you will not be able to enjoy the happiness of the mediation. So mediation is
Yes, sir.
Are you listening me?
Yes, yes, sir. The
Also,
video
there's
got
some.
stuck for a moment and
What
then,
I was saying, like,
yes.
unless and until
Hmm.
you yourself know the art of happiness,
Mm.
Unless until you believe in the philosophy of happiness, so how you can understand the pain of others, how you can convert the pain of others into the happiness of their life. So that's why I always follow these two principles. Enjoy the life the way the life is coming to
The way
you.
life is.
You can never fight with the life. You can wait for the right time and try to live in the present. In every training program, I used to ask three questions from the participant. How much you invest in your relationship?
Mm.
Try to develop good
Mm.
relationship,
Mm.
but with good persons,
Mm.
not everybody,
Mm.
good persons. Second, try to live in the present also.
Mm.
No past worries, not future and anxiety. We cannot avoid, but we
We
can
cannot avoid.
minimize. And
Yes.
third, try to understand yourself and your emotions also.
Mm.
Unless and until you are able to understand yourself, how you can understand the others. I have
Oth-
noticed many person, यार मैं तुझको बहुत अच्छी तरीके से जानता हूँ. I never heard any person who say मैं अपने आप को जानता हूँ. But why? You are
yes.
not able to understand yourself.
Yes.
You are the
Yes.
best creature
Very
of
true.
the God on this earth. First, try to understand yourself, where you are standing, what are your emotions, respect yourself, believe in your ability, believe in your competence. So that's why I always say, ki face the challenges, but with a happy mood, with
Happy.
a joyous mood, not with the worries and not with the anxiety. We can never reduce tension or stress from our life. If somebody is saying he's without stress, without any pressure or tension, he's the biggest liar in the world. But we
Mm.
can control them, we can minimize them, we can
Nice.
manage. So
Manage
that's
them.
why, and I remember when I completed my senior secondary from Gujarati Senior Secondary School in Delhi, to one of the speaker mentioned, Sudhir Jain is always with a smiling face.
That is so true, sir. I can observe from so many years.
Yes. So that's why you 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 are the master of your life.
Yes.
You are the architect of your wisdom. You are the uh, you are the creator of your lifestyle and your life process. So I strongly believe that if you want to face the challenges of the life, face with lot of positivity, lot of happiness, lot of joy, one day will come for you.
Wow, wow. I think that was the most practical note you have put across, that we should invest in ourselves. And very rightly you said that we always say that, yes, of course, we know you better, but no one says that, yes, we know ourselves. That is such a practical note to point out. Along with that, sir, I actually love the example which you mentioned about the shirt. That is so something so realistic that you can immediately bring colors to your life. So you should actually invest in yourself and take out time for yourself. I think that is
If
the
you
best way
if
you
you
can
if you
embrace
do
joy.
have some time,
Yes, sir.
then that listen the speech delivered by additional solicitor of India, Mr. Chetan Sharma, in my
Mm.
farewell ceremony.
Sure, sir. Definitely. Not even me, even to the listeners who will listen, I will definitely recommend that everyone should actually read, because these are the practical things. Read and listen, because these are the practical things that how we can shape our future as well. So, sir, with this mediation segment, I also have one last question to you for all the other skilled judges and lawyers. You yourself as an accredited mediator by the International Mediation Institute, Holland. Would you recommend mediation as a must have skill? Because now, since you have mentioned that it's like a personality development, so will you recommend it to all the judges and lawyers? I know your answer, but I want to hear your viewpoint on this.
It's, it's not my answer, it's my firm belief.
Yes, sir.
I do believe strongly since the day I understand mediation, I learn mediation, I practice mediation.
Mm.
I strongly recommend for every judge and lawyers to be trained in the mediation. which definitely will help them to understand the dispute between the parties more realistically and more deeply with impartiality. The communication skills may help them to discharge their judicial work in a more better way, in a more productive way, and more innovative way.
And more
You
innovative.
know, their learning in the practice definitely will give a way to them that try to understand the imparting of the substantial justice in comparison to the procedural justice. I
Yes.
remember 2 months back, I addressed the judicial officer in National Judicial Academy, Bhopal, on communication skills must for a judicial officer. I said, your habit of active listening, your body language, your judgmental acknowledgement on the dais, your quality of language, all these are the quality which definitely improve the output of your judicial
Judicial.
work.
Hmm.
work. So this learning in the mediation will definitely change, or rather will improve considerably their dispensation of their judicial work also. Strongly recommend for
Strong.
every judge, for every lawyer also.
Great, great. So this is a firm belief, not your answer, but a firm belief that
Param.
everyone should go for this because you have already stated a lot. Sir, I have list of questions for you, but I know that you also have a very busy schedule and still you have taken out time. So I just, with the last segment, I just wanted to ask one more last question to you, that you spoke about we should never stop learning, whether it's from peers, whether it's from mentors. So I wanted to ask you that what habits would you like to encourage, or would you like to share, or would you say to the new graduates who are building up their career in law, that how this particular forum is very important, how this stop non-learning process is very important, and how they can achieve these things by talking to the peers and by talking to each and everyone.
You know, learning is a continuous process.
Yes.
Yes. And more important, life never stop from teaching you. Everybody, what I firmly believe, everybody who meets you or comes in contact with you in your life is your teacher.
Yes.
We can learn many things from every person. Even he may be your servant at your home and maybe a clerk in your courtroom. When I started my practice in district court and high court, my first teacher was my munshi, my clerk, who taught me how to fill wakalatnama, how to fill process fee, how to
Hmm.
appear before the court, where
Hmm.
to stand in the court, how to file a case, how to prepare the case file. Right? We should never stop our zeal to learn new things, and there is no age limit for learning. If I'm interacting with you, Dr. Sinha, I'm also learning a lot from you.
Thank you so much, sir.
What I learn from you, how you are devoted, committed, dedicated to your duties.
Thank you so much,
It
sir.
says you are a multidimensional personality, I can say with authority
Thank you.
and
Thank
without
you.
any hesitation and without any dilution also. So
Thank you, sir.
what I understand, for the law graduate, the new
Hmm.
law graduate, they need to learn at the threshold of their
Hmm.
career many attributes,
Hmm.
which may be the punctuality. We should
Hmm.
respect the time.
Hmm.
We must value the time.
Value the time.
जो समय चला गया वो लौट के नहीं आता.
नहीं है.
God has given us only 24 hours in a day. It cannot be increased. It cannot be decreased.
Decreased.
It cannot be passed over on the, any leftover time cannot be passed over on the next day.
Next.
Suppose today I could not spend my 2 hours, so my next day would not be for 26 hours. It would be only for 20 hours, 24. So we should be punctual. I try to follow the punctuality.
Hmm.
I always try to follow the punctuality, not every time, not everywhere. Another thing is what is important in your life, the two management, the time management and stress management.
Hmm.
Proper time management can give you many results without much effort. How you need to understand how you can spend your time on the things which are required to be done, which are must, and how you can avoid to do which are not must, which are not necessary in your life. So time management will
Hmm.
give you many productive result. And stress management. Everybody is victim of stress. Everybody is victim of tension. We
Hmm.
cannot, finish, or we cannot take out the stress or tension from our life. It is the part of our life. Like the
Part of life.
conflict, are very inevitable part of our life. We can never avoid conflicts. But what is required? How to manage your stress?
Hmm.
If I am not able to get proper success in the life in one field, we immediately we need to switch over to another success.
Hmm.
I will give you one example. You know, when I was pursuing my LLB, I appeared in bank examination, bank competitive examination, not for the post of probationer, but for only for the post of clerk. I could
Okay.
not qualify. What I thought ki I'm not able to even get a job of a clerk in a bank. What I will do, what I will do in the future. But God has blessed me two qualities. I am always thankful to my God. First, a very positive attitude, and second,
Hmm.
a smile on my face.
Yes.
Yes. So then I thought it's all right. I will start my practice. And then I started my legal practice. At that time, the God was having different idea for me. Had I joined the bank as a clerk, today I would not have been at a place where I am today. तो इसलिए आप अपने आप को चलाते रहिए, मूव करते रहिए, अपने आप को बिलीव अपने साथ. Another thing is that we need to develop good relations with good persons.
Hmm.
We need to have friends.
Hmm.
We need to have companion with whom
Hmm.
we can share our
Hmm.
inner problems, inner thoughts,
Hmm.
whatever the problem is coming to our life, we can share with them. And right. And what is another thing which I always consider the most important is the self conviction. One should believe in herself or himself. I
Hmm.
can do this. The God has blessed me the ability to prove to this thing that I can do something.
I can
Never
do.
say, यार मैं तो कुछ कर ही नहीं सकता.
Hmm.
I can do. I may be successful, may not be successful. This is
Hmm.
something different. I need to try. I need to make efforts out of my best ability. And right, the young law students, young advocates, they need to understand one very important thing, that now they are designed and destined to serve the society.
Yes.
Whether they join judiciary, they start their
Hmm.
legal practice, or
Hmm.
any other field related to the law, or as an academician also. So they need to understand their prime duty is to
Hmm.
give back something back to the society and to serve the society and a common man, a needy person. So I would like to say, because young generation is the future of this country.
Future of this country. Hmm.
If we want to make our future better, then we need to do something today itself, not the tomorrow.
Hmm.
So our young generation need to understand what is the importance of today in their life.
Hmm.
I used to say to my law clerks when they joined me, I used to say them, happy days are over now. No outing, no friendship, except on holiday.
Hmm.
Perform, perform, and perform. We are living in the world of performance.
Hmm.
Everybody need to perform. We are living in the world of competition. We have to compete with so many persons, so many other things also. The performance should be the motto of your career, जिसके अंदर no dilution, no favor, nothing else. Life is your, you are the master and you are the maker of your life. Nobody can change the course of your life.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, sir. I think right from starting of your journey to the district court, to the high court bench, emphasizing on mediation, emphasizing on the the personality development skill, and your last words, your last thoughts. I can say it is a guidepost for every legal professional. Like you have to believe in yourself, and always, yes, of course, that smile which you carry, sir, it solves half of the problem. So I can actually say that, yes, of course, that is completely on mark. And for the listeners, I would like to say that if they want to know that what is the life and heart behind the rope, they should actually listen to what you have stated today. This conversation is not only practical but also compassionate as well as heart touching. I just wanted to say, sir, thank you so much for uplifting us. So this is the one word which I can say. Thank you so much for uplifting us, and thank you so much for taking out the time from your busy schedule. I do have a lot of different list of questions, and I think I can do around 2, 3, or even 10 episodes with you on different topics. But yes, of course, I know that you have scarcity of time, but still you have taken out this time for us. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
I also, Dr. Sinha, I must also express my deepest gratitude to you also for giving me this opportunity also, and to consider a fit person for your program. And this is a very big honor you conferred on me also.
So
So I'm very,
I'll take your words. Not a fit person. It was my firm belief, like you mentioned, that yes, of course, you are the one who can actually show the right path. And that is the reason I've mentioned it as a special episode, because it's a learning factor for me as well. Whatever you have mentioned, I am going to implement in my life right from today itself.
thank you. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you, sir. My pleasure. Right.